What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with a brand new video, and today we've got the Grid Autosport announcement video, a new game that's just been announced by the official Grid game Twitter just this morning. It looks very exciting game, and very authentic, as they put it, racing game that could change racing games as we know it. Definitely a great game to look forward to this year. Probably one of the best racing games of 2014, and probably, I think, the first proper car racing game of 2014, after it's been dominated by news of bike games and then games like Drive Club and The Crew being delayed. But let's take you through then some basic information about the game, but I'll offer my opinion and also go over a few of the key game modes that are on Grid Autosport. Now, this game, as you can tell from the title, does focus a lot on motorsport and racing, of course, as that's what the Grid genre is all about. But it's even more focused now. So it's called Grid Autosport then, and it comes out to the 24th to the 27th of June. I presume this means that on the 24th it will come out in the US, and on the 27th it will come out in the UK, but that could change. That's just what I'm guessing, but we'll have to see. I'm sure they'll announce it nearer the time. It's not on next-gen console, sadly. For those who have bought a next-gen console, those guys like me who've just got a 360 or a PS3 or a PC, then don't worry, because it's coming to those consoles on the 24th to the 27th of June. And that's very disappointing to see from many, seeing there's such potential on the next-gen consoles. If you're wondering why they haven't done that, then it's because they started making this game straight after Grid 2. They'd already had that plan that they were going to make another good game. As of Dirt 4, no news about that. That might not happen for maybe another year, but they were definitely planning Grid Autosport for a very long time, and that's why they haven't managed to make it on next-gen consoles. But nevertheless, it's still on 360, PS3 and PC, and of course I'll be getting the game to do a full walkthrough. And also, if you guys want, I can do some updates, because there are 5 main categories of racing within Grid Autosport, and they're going to be releasing details of each of them for the weeks leading up to the game release. So if you want to see a video each week talking about those different categories, then please let me know down in the comment section below. And those 5 categories then, I'm just going to go briefly. They haven't really announced them properly. We only know a couple of them properly. The single-seaters, which will include, they've already confirmed, Formula 3 and IndyCar, and then some other stuff I suspect, like maybe some Formula 2. We'll have to see what single-seaters they mean. Touring cars, we already know there's World Touring Cars, and I presume there's going to be a British Touring Cars. Let's fingers crossed, because we did actually hear Matt Neal talking about a British Touring Car game for Codemasters, and this is obviously what he meant. That was a bit of a spoiler. I don't think he was quite meant to say that, or maybe it was just a bit of a tease from Codemasters, saying they didn't have any knowledge of it and didn't want him to say anything. But it's quite a good promotion. That's got touring cars and single seaters, and then just a few lists. We've got supercars, GT cars, and muscle cars and drift cars. So I presume they'll sort of make up the remaining 3 slots. And then touring cars are going to do some more information on that next week, so make sure you stick around on my channel, because I'll be covering all of that. There is no Formula 1 cars, if you were wondering. In terms of how many tracks there are, well, there are 22 locations and over 100 different layouts altogether. This is more tracks on Grid Autosport than there were on Grid 2 and Grid 1, which is, by the way, the gameplay in the background is some Grid 2 gameplay. It's quite a fun game, actually. Didn't go down too well, especially Grid 1, which was probably one of the racing games of 2007, and probably one of the best racing games so far we have seen on this generation of console. It's more authentic, apparently, than the last 2. They've really gone for authentic one. In terms of the handling model, very important to a few people. It's definitely, like I said, keep on using this word of authentic, and it's going to be more like Grid 1, which is definitely good. And in terms of if it's going to be a sim or an arcade, it's going to be between the both of them, and they're going to try and get the balance right, which they did almost perfectly on the first Grid game. Talking about tracks, there's actually Malaysia at night, which looks really good. You can see that on the trailer. There's Hockenheim, Abu Dhabi returns. And of course, taking into account there is day and night racing, unlike Forza, which fails to do that, even though Forza have about triple the budget of Codemasters. A lot of these requests have been made by the community, and they've really said that they've really listened to the community, and I think they have on the majority. They know that Grid 2 wasn't the best of games, and definitely wasn't to many people's taste. A lot of people did enjoy it, but I think You can put down in the comments what you thought of Grid 1 and Grid 2 and which of those you thought was better, but I presume the majority of you will probably like Grid 1 more. But just the last couple of features in terms of multiplayer, of course, with the normal races, but quite an exciting thing is racing clubs, where you and your friends can get together in a racing club. The leader will design their own livery, and then all the people in the racing club will run under that livery, and then you can challenge other racing clubs, and it'd be quite cool to see that, like a Ferrari versus McLaren, but of course it's your own custom team, so it could be like Smooth Racing versus the BGP team. I'm not sure, but that'd be quite cool to see in terms of multiplayer. And then you can race with a teammate on offline mode. This is where your teammate, which is just an AI, you can tell them to do stuff, so like hold someone up, or they can pit, or they can go for the overtake, or they can hold the station behind you, just a click a button. So that sounds pretty cool. But anyway, getting to the end of the video now. Don't want to keep you too long. You need to go and watch that trailer, go and read the blog to get even more information. If you do have any questions, be sure to ask me them, and I'll try and ask Grid Fury and ask Codemasters, and I'll get the answer to you as quickly as possible. But I'm Mr. Racing then. Please let me know if you want to see more Grid Autosport news and updates, as the release date is just 2 months away. But I'm Mr. Racing, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.